Dun, 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 dun. Hello and welcome to the Be True to You series. I'm Kimberly Rochelle, your host, the CEO and founder of Positively Kimberly. I'm a public figure, an author, and of course, a mentality and energy trainer. I'm also a tree hugger, an entrepreneur, a hopeless romantic, and a part-time comedian. This amazing series is an opportunity for me to really meet with some amazing people around the world and see what makes them so beautiful, so unique, and well, just so awesome. Today, I have the pleasure of having Miss Katrina Lilly with me today. Miss Katrina, how are you?
Hi, good. I went off my screen because I realized I should just share this quickly from your page to my page, right?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah, so let me do that. Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm awesome. Is this on it's on your group or are we on your personal page?
Right now, it's not being cast live at all.
Oh, okay, cool. You're just recording. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm back. There we go. Hey, yeah, magical today.
Cool. You're a magical person. You always make me happy, filled with magic and wonder and sparkles. So, what do you do that brings you joy? Because you're out in Zambia, Africa, right?
Yeah, I'm living in Southern Africa. That's a good question. And it brings about authenticity because this time energetically in these last couple of weeks in my life and the energy around me has been a lot of inner work, a lot of inner work. But generally, what I do that brings me joy, I really enjoy music. My husband and I are medicine musicians. We enjoy community activism. We have a space here in Zambia that we're doing permaculture and eco restoration and soil regeneration. So that really brings me joy. And then also I really enjoy my work with coaching and my clients, transformational healing and divinity guidance. So those are what I am doing that brings me joy. But what brings me the most ultimate joy is definitely travel and expressing these things with others lifetime. But we're having to find the joy in not doing that right now because,
Yeah.
stuff.
I love that you mentioned that you're a singer because you have an amazing voice. You really do. It makes me happy every time I hear you sing.
Thanks. Yeah, that's my first job. Before any of this other stuff came out, the music came first. That was the music was the first thing, and that's what's really birthed me into my other modalities.
That's so interesting. So, is there one really defining moment that you've had in your life?
Several. The one that's sticking out to me was actually when this is interesting that this is the one that's sticking out. I think there's two that are really sticking out to me. One's when my father passed away when I was 16. And before that, we weren't very close. Before that, like I was into music, kind of like, sang in choir, but I wasn't really a musician. And my dad was an amazing musician, classic kind of rock star lifestyle. And when he passed away, it was almost like a piece of him like stuck onto me. And I became like a musician overnight. Like I was just activated as a musician instead of just a girl in the choir. And so that was a really defining moment. And then also, I'd say another really defining moment was my first time working in a plant medicine ceremony and experiencing that. That would be like the biggest moment of like spiritual awakening. So it kind of happened in two waves for me. The music, which was like the seed that was planted, and then actually the plant medicine ceremony really activated my music on an even deeper level, like a spiritual level. So that was also a really activating moment for me.
I love that. What big obstacles have you overcome?
Well, I still am. But several. The most recent I can think of is just living here in such a desolate place with such a different way of life. And then before that, even when I was living here, in the beginning of living here, I came here 6 months pregnant to Zambia. And it was really like my dream. I had this vision of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have this amazing big African mama deliver my baby. That was like really what I felt like was gonna happen. That there will be like these big, beautiful African women who knew how to like, you know, that was like the what I had in my mind. And I just didn't realize how westernized that it was actually gonna be. And actually when we got here, we found out that it's illegal in Zambia for midwives to attend home births, which brought up a whole nother slew of like anger at the system, you know. What do you mean? So that invited us to go on this whole journey. We actually went to Zimbabwe, the neighboring country where my husband was born, to try to find a midwife, because I don't do hospitals and all that stuff, like unless it's like an emergency. It's not where I feel like I need to bring a life into the world. It's where I feel like, you know, really sick people can go. And so I just really didn't feel comfortable, especially here. Like, you know, we even went to go check out a clinic and it was just like, no way. And so we couldn't find anything. Even when we went to the neighboring country, both midwives were out of the country. And we ended up having my daughter now, who's 2.5, River, in a bathtub on Matt's parents' farm, completely unassisted or self-assisted, just us.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was a big moment to overcome. That's the most recent. Obviously, there's a lot in my life. A big one was just my time pursuing divine union. I like knew I was interested in this divine love, twin flame kind of story. I really felt that path. And it was years of me like adjusting myself and healing myself to bring that in. And, you know, Matt coming into my life as like that true love, that divine union partner, was a huge moment of having overcome that time of being like a single mom and, you know, this chaser story. And so overcoming that was big. So yeah, lots of moments. And then 2020, I'm also doing that currently.
Yeah.
Almost overcome.
Well, I'm sure you're such a strong person. Like, out of just the conversations that we've had, what do you consider your best talents and your strengths?
Yeah, music, saying things comes pretty strong. You know, just the right things, like that, the ability to guide and like guidance, just channeling through from the cosmos. And then also I work a lot with the energy of the earth. So I'd say really channeling the earth energy. I'm really good at conflict resolution, mediation, and creative consulting. I really enjoy that. And I happen to be a stellar cook, not gonna lie. It was actually my first, like, actually that was what brought me into my spiritual awakening, honestly, was I was studying nutrition and kind of started hanging out at health food stores. And then, you know, hippies also hang out at health food stores. And that was kind of my opening. So food, music, yeah, event management and conflict resolution. And community management. I don't know the best way to verbalize that, but I'm good at like organizing people and delegating and seeing people's skills and talents.
That's awesome. How have those copious amounts of talents and strengths helped you shape into the person that you are now?
I think I've always kind of had that method of being the jack of all trades, and I'm learning to be the master of some. And I just think it's helpful in life to have kind of a toolbox. And I am definitely learning on honing in a few at a time. Like COVID happening was a big way to be like, okay, well, I can only do a couple right now with this sort of situation. So that's been helpful. But in general, I do think it's been really helpful to just have a really big toolkit and, you know, have a lot of awareness around indigenous cultures and spirituality and different modalities and religions, different methods and paths. And just so that it really helps me the most when I'm working with clients and people in need, because I can look at them and inspire, because this is my Buddhist, so do it this way, or I'm a Christian, so do it this way, or I'm a New Age tarot reader, Reiki practitioner, so do it this way. Instead, since I have such a, you know, well-rounded view and understanding, I feel like it helps me really see when I'm working with someone, what they're like, it helps me empower them on their own path. Does that make sense? Does that make sense of that?
That makes sense.
Yeah. instead of projecting like my own way, I have so many ways that I'm able to identify and help people bring out their own path. That's the highest path for them.
That's amazing. Well, what advice can you give someone that maybe doesn't know where they're going or doesn't know that they're on their path?
The first one that came to mind is, why don't you book a call with me? And I can help you, a free divinity discovery call. So that would be one piece of advice. Or book a call with you. Book a call with someone who you resonate with. Reach out for help. That's the advice that I would share, actually, is to not do this. Don't be in your spiritual closet and like be hit like, this is how I am. Oh my gosh, I'm learning all this stuff, and then I have to go like be normal. Like, reach out, get support. There's a plethora of trained professionals, and what's most important is that you resonate with them and that you vibe with them. And so if you vibe with me, or you vibe with Kimberly, or you vibe with someone else on your newsfeed or in your life, just book a session, whether it's free or it costs a little bit. Either way, it's just going to be really helpful to have that reflection and have that guidance. That would be honestly my advice. There's a lot that we can do internally. I do believe that. But I also believe that this year has been a time of serious isolation, and that we really don't need to do it anymore at this point, that it's a good time to reach outside of that energy. And you can go back to doing a lot of the work within, but just to have a little bit of direction and mirroring from someone that you really connect with, I feel like is really, I think the reason I share that is because I don't even think it was until like this year that I decided to actually have a coach in my life. And that's like 6 years into my spiritual awakening. And that was like a shit idea. Sorry, excuse me. But like, that was super, I think prideful of me and cheap of me. And I feel like I would have had a lot more ease and grace on my spiritual journey if I had like been humble and had a mentor or multiple mentors in my life.
That makes sense. And will you send me your link so I can put it in the comments so people can find you and book a call with you?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Do you have a personal motto that gets you through all the tough times, or that you just say?
Does that count? I feel like I should have a one. I mean, the one that's coming to mind is just like breathe. It's like breathe, breathe, just breathe. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. It sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's been with me since my first plant medicine ceremony, is come home. Just come home. It's a really deep one. That's like, if I want to go really deep, it's come home. That can mean a lot. Like, come home, come back. You're out there, like, our thoughts, our worries, our desires, our needs, our lack, our fears, everything's like way out there. And sometimes it can be really just helpful to just for a moment, try and come home.
I love that.
Yeah, and then the home for me also comes into the om. So sometimes I even sing it as the om, but I say home.
Oh, I love that. Will you sing it real quick?
Oh. No. I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's not like the prettiest thing you sing, but it's just simple. You don't have to be an amazing singer to just take a deep breath in. And then you can even get creative, and you can be like, My friend has an amazing song. He's such an amazing musician, and his goes, come home, forever have I loved you, forever have I longed for you, forever have I felt you, forever have I called for you, come home.
Yeah. I love that. Ah.
His name's Alawa. You can find him on Spotify. He's awesome.
Definitely will. If you have his link, I can put that on the comments too, so everyone can find him as well.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure getting to chat with you today.
You're welcome. It's been fun. Thanks for helping and reflecting me and helping me get clear. Sometimes we forget why we're here. And some simple, clear questions are really helpful to remember how to be our true selves. You know, come home. You helped me come home. So
Thank you. So I absolutely love Miss Katrina Lilly. She's such a wise woman, and she can pretty much get you through any situation. She's so strong and amazing, and like she said, as long as you breathe, you can make it through anything. Just remember to breathe. That's all I have right now. We'll see you later, and remember to book a call. Our links are in the comments if you feel like it. Bye.